Okay, we're on to the next part of the video. We're going to do the outer planets, and just to give you an idea of where we are on the playground, we moved from the little kids playground, and we're towards the end of our playground, bigger kids playground here, and we're going to move on towards Jupiter, and we've got a little bit more to go this time for this one. So I'm going to walk for a little bit here. Okay, of course, we'd be going through the asteroid belt about right now, so kind of dodging those rock and iron objects. Okay, so once those rock and iron objects break down into smaller bits, they are called meteoroids, and then if they enter Earth's atmosphere, they are meteors, and usually they burn up because of the friction of the atmosphere. They burn up, and we usually don't see them, but if they should enter and land on the ground and gravity pulls them down, then those are called meteorites. Okay, Jupiter. I went a little too far, so I'm going to back up. That's what happens when you do all that talking. Not backing up far enough, fast enough. There we go. I was trying to watch and talk at the same time. Okay, here we go. This is our Jupiter area here. And you can see now that we are pretty much getting quite a bit further from the sun. So when we talk about the temperature on Jupiter, you can see how not only it being a gas planet, but also so far this is from the sun, it's not going to be a good place to live. So Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter's atmosphere is divided into bands that blow wind in different directions. One band is a giant storm that has been raging for more than 300 years. Woo! Okay. Now it's on to Saturn, that planet with over 1,000 rings. So, okay, walking on, and if we look around, we are towards the edge of the playground now. Okay, passing the area where we go inside after lunch. And we're walking back towards the woods. So this is usually the time when I let you guys ask questions and we talk about a few things. But since you're not here, you'll have to email me questions or that sort of thing. I'm going to slow down so I don't miss this one. And right here is where we're going to put Saturn. Such a perfect day for this. Last year we didn't get a chance to do it, and the year before that it was so windy we had to reschedule for a different day. Okay. So here is Saturn, and you can see how far that was from the sun. Saturn is known for its rings. These rings are made out of tiny pieces of ice and rock. It is the second largest planet and has at least 34 moons. And if I remember our textbook, it did have a much larger number than, it had a larger number than 34, if I remember correctly. Okay, moving on to Uranus. Okay, we've got another walk now. So if you've got a chance to get outside and watch the look at the sky at night, that would be wonderful. We've got we don't learn about constellations necessarily in the 5th grade, but those would be great to look up and see if you can find any. The Big Dipper is a really easy one that looks kind of like a dipping spoon, a ladle. And then Orion's belt is pretty easy to find. It's 3 really bright stars in a row. So if you check out some of those online or in a book, and then go outside to try to find those. So the moon, we just came from the full moon last night. It is the pink moon. I got a couple good pictures of it. So it was nice and bright right before that really big storm that we had. And again, I'm using a GPS unit to do these calculations here. And we're just about there for Uranus. Okay, you can see all those things that we're passing. We're all the way out to the baseball fields now. There we go. Got it. Oh wow, check the sun out now. Oh, I'm gonna have to move this over a little bit. We've got the gravel path is under there, and I gotta decide where to put this. Somewhere in its orbit. There we go, got it. But the sun is looking pretty small from here. So it was looking a lot bigger when we were at the Earth, and it's not that it's the size of the sun didn't change, it's how far away we are from it. So there we go with Uranus. Uranus's axis is so tilted that it rotates on its side. The gases in the upper atmosphere give Uranus its unusual color. It has at least 27 moons. And again, that tilted axis makes it so that the seasons on Uranus are 20 years long for one season. Okay, moving on to Neptune. So Neptune's about the same size, right about the same size as Uranus, just a little smaller. Definitely have some walking to do right now. Okay, we're in the outfield now and headed down towards the soccer fields. Ooh, it's a little mushy, the grass is here. So in your book, they will show you the planets and it'll show you where they are from the sun, but that doesn't really give us an accurate view because the size of the book doesn't allow for them doesn't really allow for them to show the scale distance very easily. Okay, so that's why doing an activity like this can be a lot of fun and help us learn a whole lot more than just reading in the book. Now, Miss Poindexter put at the very end of your packet, she put an activity that I believe is the same idea as this, where you could do it at home. Also, if you look online, you may be able to find this done with toilet paper. Now, please don't do that unless you have enough toilet paper at home. That could be a bad thing if you don't, because it is definitely hard to find that in the store. So definitely ask your parents first if you can do that one, if you find that one online. Okay, here we are. This is where Neptune would be in comparison to the sun. Let's stick that here. Wow, can barely see it. I can see it though. I think I made it big enough that we can see it, but and here is Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet from the sun. Winds can blow up to 1,200 miles per hour on Neptune. it takes 165 years for Neptune to orbit the sun. So lots and lots of years. Your first birthday wouldn't be until you were 165 years old if in Earth time. So now we know that this is the last of the planets, but we also have those outer planets that are beyond, that are way out there, and they're small. They have irregular orbits, and so they are not considered one of the normal planets, but a dwarf planet. And everybody always wants to know where Pluto would be. So we're going to go ahead and move on to see where Pluto would be also. So where we are right now, we are around the soccer fields. You can see the right in front of us is the prairie area at the school. In the fall, this is where we've got some milkweed, and I found some of our monarch caterpillars in this area at the beginning of the school year. So we're gonna keep on heading back towards the woods now. Okay, and I'm gonna figure out where Pluto is. Very, very wet. Just a little bit further. Maybe point over that way. There's the maple sugar shack. So you can see just where we're at here. Getting closer to where Pluto will be. Almost there. Okay, I think we've done it. So right about in here. So we are just about to the woods. We see one of the bluebird boxes there. Not quite to the end of the prairie area. We're gonna stick this into the ground, and I don't have a poster for Pluto. But it is very similar to Earth's moon. Pluto would be similar to Earth's moon. So if we look back up, we can see that we really can't see the sun much at all. Very, very cold out this far from the sun, and the next star is a really long way away as well. So that is the scale distance. I think maybe we'll go ahead and start walking back towards Neptune, so you can kind of see. We'll see when the sun comes into play here. Did you get from? Okay. We'll see when we can start seeing the sun again, and then instead of walking you all the way back up there, I'll go ahead and let you go so you can move on to another assignment. But let's see when we can kind of see the sun again. Okay, actually, even looking at Neptune, we're fairly far away from Neptune. All right. These outer planets have lots of distance and space between each other, which you probably noticed. Those first 4 planets went in really quickly, and then we started this walk, and it really, a lot of distance between these ones. So almost to Neptune. And I think I can just see the sun from Neptune. So, and then I can see the orange stick for Uranus up there by the ball fields. So it really gives you a really good idea of how far apart these are. And in real life, we would multiply these distances by a lot in order to understand how big our solar system really is. And then our solar system is just one solar system in the universe. There's lots of other ones out there. The universe is just absolutely huge. So I am going to let you go for today. If you've got questions, let me know, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.